Okay? We're gonna call the meeting order at 6 o'clock. In attendance is Chairman Rogers. Anybody else in attendance?
I'm here, it's okay.
All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, give us a moment to review the bills list.
I have, sir. Ready to go when you are.
Okay. Wonderful. I had one thing. I have a question for you all. Go ahead and direct them to Mr.
Mr. Williams, overall, as far as, I know we hit this sometime, I'm seeing some of the cost sewer repair going down. I'm glad to see that as well. And I'm seeing maintenance costs on equipment going down as far as the bills. Any firm?
Yeah, that part of the bills, in terms of, lawn equipment and things like that.
How's the line of equipment going by the way?
We can get a better report on that. I'm still seeing.
I mean, have we paid for it?
I'm seeing less invoices for sure.
Do you know what's operation?
I assume it's operation.
Okay, thank you. That's really it for me, because everything else is standard. I see, fuel, oil, ambulance fees, communication fees, vehicles, I see some of the things that we're doing outside, services that they will buy removal. I hate to see that on here, because that means someone's passed away. But all of these I've seen before, so for me, as far as this is concerned, there's nothing foreign that really I have more to discuss about.
I have one, Mr. Lewis. It's, the Department 132, Police Department. On page, near the bottom, line item, 01-132-5077. It's 3 invoices. They have the same number for professional service from John P. Lucky for risk assessment.
With the terminal tax.
Okay, he's a consultant.
Yeah, it's a terminal.
How long has it been with us?
Barely used.
And
Anthony reached this, it had long.
Okay. Okay, before we go any further, we should stop and do the pledge of allegiance. I think we forgot to do it. You all mind standing so we can do the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that oversight.
hey, I got a question. You said you couldn't handle all the cases. We got that many cases under AI? Seriously?
But I was told.
Let me make a recommendation that, chief of police come in before this, committee and speak to our risk assessment and why we need to hire an outside individual to deal with AI, like as far as internal affairs is concerned. That's a lot. And what's really the issues? I'm interested. How fast?
And I don't think I'm so. That's the way.
You said that, okay. Not a problem.
Payroll advance,
That's
Lionel
good.
Smith,
Those police and fine tickets for dismissal violation refund of $1,500. Do you know that case?
Without being specific,
Okay.
we make a mistake, so the car, so it's a ticket. You gotta clean it up.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it was refunded obviously let us know that it was a mistake.
There's a lot of people that lawsuit.
And I agree with the co-chair that, these invoices are pretty much the same ones we have every month. Tell me, Mr. Lewis, our refuge, contracts, we got Growing and we got Republic. Who's our head?
They rolling, so.
I have following, okay?
The public is, the regular monthly pickup.
Okay.
Growing the bill is
That was
done.
fine.
Regular monthly pickup, growing is when we done.
Growing is the same people that pick up your trash, the same as Republic, so that's what we're referring to. Go ahead, I'm just speaking so they can follow along.
That's fine.
So public is the regular monthly pickup, but going is waste, is that something that's done?
Well, we do a cleanup, we're done, and done, yes.
Now,
So Republic picks up the stuff in your alley every schedule. Growing is the same people that we use if we're doing a spring cleanup or summer cleanup or a fall cleanup. That's the company that we use, so that's what we're referring to. What's the numbers on that? For the spring cleanup outside of Republic?
okay, let me get back to that page.
Say, can't follow along. So it costs us $150,000 a month to pick up waste in your alley, so no one pick up every single month.
My concern, Mr. Lewis, is we have, seen that an abundance of flying out there, and there's trash and debris in a lot of the alleys and that kind of thing. You know, I know that the dumping fees can be astronomical. Is this any reason why the city's, kind of going slow as far as getting some of this stuff picked up? Is it the cost of the dumping fees?
No, I think that may be more of the staff. The seasonal employees just got brought back home.
Okay, so our trucks, our dump trucks and loaders and things like that, or should that something I can direct to Ms. Crystal or Ray?
That's the record that, Mr.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So let's just assume that Growing Waste right now is holding at about 20, yeah, let's call it 20,000 that we pay just to do the spring cleanup.
That's reoccurring,
Reoccurring every single year. When we do the cleanup, that's what we're talking about. Growing Republic is the people who pick up your waste every single scheduled day for you. For me, that's Tuesday. Yours will be on another day. That costs us $150,000 a year.
The,
I mean, a month, I'm sorry, a month.
John Casper, auditing financial statement, $57,000. Is that a one-time fee for the whole?
You need a number, sir? Where are you at?
I'm under, Department 122 Finance. John Casper,
That's who did our audits.
yeah.
John Sturgis does our audits, and we're now caught up to year 2023 by the end of this month, and the cost was, Sheriff's Law.
$57,400.
All together is about $115,000 a year to do the audits, but we're now caught up to 2023, right? Okay? By the end of this month, the goal is to be caught up to 2025, remember audits are 1 year in arrears.
The goal is to be called for 2024, 2025, September 30th.
By September 30th
This year?
of this year to be fully caught up. But that's what it costs. That's what we're referring to.
That'd be for 2024 and 2025, correct?
24 and 25 by September of this year.
The 24-hour Cook County ETSD 911 dispatching service, they invoiced us for $12,000 for one and $13,000 for the second. Is that?
When we outsource it, we get that.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Is that a monthly fee?
Yes.
That's a monthly, okay. That's under,
132.
yeah.
So City of Harvey no longer controls 911. That's been outsourced to the county. It costs, what was that per month?
$13,421 for 1 month and $12,537 for the second month.
Just so you have to follow along, we're talking about 911 dispatch. When you pick up the phone, we have to pay that bill. So if you pick up the phone, you don't get a blank person on the other line that doesn't answer. That's what we pay for 911.
In a second, Mr. Williams, I just want to make sure that we get them all out, that kind of look a little unfamiliar.
Come on, Chris.
I think that's under Department 132. Yes, ma'am.
What's the department?
One was 12,000, one was 13,000. No, they came out of general fund.
It's 132.
Yeah.
You said the negatives up top, that's to be credit for what they receive from the state. Negative.
Ms. Alderman Smith is at the bottom of the page, the second page. Well, about midway.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it right here.
Okay. Come on, Chris.
That's what the net one, so it's 13,000.
Think I'm the 911, something you can do with it,
Negative.
whatever it costs.
That's 16 negative, right?
That means that's what they get our 911 funds from the state.
Allow me to ask now, is you still think it's in the best interest of the city to outsource 911 dispatching?
Over $500,000 to equipment is required. We buy. The 981 should be able to not just call 911, be able to tax it. We cannot hold on to it.
Outside of the equipment, as far as with our city contractors, because I was once over that union before they expanded, including with having those additional employees and the fringe benefits that go along with it, of course, with the equipment, we were talking about the millions of dollars through this side of the 911 center, correct? That is.
There was, Department, 102 administration, there's an expenditure for equipment. CDW government equipment purchase for $1,135. There was one for $204 and one for $16,800. What type of equipment?
It's for purchase.
Computers?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we have, additional people coming in.
Understood. Okay, finance members, Alderman Smith, do you have any further questions? Thank you. Well, Chairman Rogers makes a recommendation to accept the bills list for the meeting held June 22nd. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, there are none. And so we'll take this before the regular city council members. Ladies and gentlemen, at this portion of the meeting, we're gonna open, you can have 3 minutes if you'd like to make a statement and come up, or you can sit there, sit down and speak enough so everybody can hear. And if you have concerns regarding the finance, we're gonna talk about a lot of things here at the meeting tonight, at the regular meeting. But right now, we're talking about the finance and how the city is spending your money, okay? So, anybody would like to go first? Hey, Mike, good to see you, man. Mr. Manning, please, by all means.
Just 1 second, to make sure you got the clock right. You wanna come over to the mic?
Oh,
Make sure everybody-
I didn't know the mic was on. Okay, so a few things. Number one, you mentioned about the spirit, we just paid them $57,000 and annually pay them $150,000. And we're still 3 years behind, we're supposed to be caught up by September 30th. The concern is that in the 21 audit that we paid for them, they mentioned that there was a $62 million deficit in April of 2021, and the city borrowed extensively from other funds and TIP funds without an apparent means of repayment. So that's very concerning, because if it's in 2021, we're gonna continuously pay the spirit to tell us about things that have no justification for it. There's an unassigned deficit of $62 million. That's a very large amount of funding that it went unidentified and it went with no financial justification. So that's pretty worrisome, because if it's in 2021, then what's gonna happen for the other years? And if we're paying them $115,000, the city should provide them with the proper documentation to identify a $62 million deficit. That's number one. Number two, the gentleman in the Department of Revenue, I know he's here. The last time I saw you give a report was in third quarter of 2025. So I hope that you will be having more reports. I'm not sure the cadence of your reports, if it's on a monthly or quarterly, like the finance meeting is on a monthly basis. But again, I just wanted to, hopefully we'll be able to hear a report from you and kind of understand how the finances go, because we don't have a definitive answer of how the city is receiving revenues and like what percentage, like, is it from tickets, is it from fines, is it from the court, is it from the water fund? And so we hope that you're able to provide us with a definitive report. And I think for me, like I say, I haven't heard a report from the third quarter, but I don't know if that's how the cadence of your reports go. So I just wanted to say that. And again, it came in, there was no agenda and there was no bills list. Even if it's available electronically, or even if it's available like one copy to pass around for the residents to read, but you kind of speaking out, we pay the garbage fund. Well, that's a necessity for the city. And I just feel like you guys are going over things that, yes, we know it's a necessity for kitchen payments, we know it's a necessity for garbage, but we're paying for, there's still some wasteful spending there, and I just feel like you guys are turning a blind eye to that. Like, we are paying 2 law firms, Ansel and Blake in Montana and Welch. And legal fees, for the most part, is a big part of our budget. And so I think we need to revise, and why we can't 2 law firms do the same thing. Ideally, you have 1 law firm representing all legal matters for the city, because that just makes the most financial sense, especially since October is financial distress. And we still don't have an update on that either. Has the state provided
that's good. We kind of don't make a point of always answering everything, but let me say this. There are some things that you understand. This is a corporation, it's on the wall. And so, some things are legal, some things are corporate, okay? And law firms specialize in certain things, so you can't find, or you shouldn't use, one law firm to cover everything. If I was in a criminal situation, I would pick someone else. If I wanted somebody to start a business or run my corporate business, I would pick someone else. Lawyers don't specialize in everything. That's why we have multiple law firms that cover this particular corporation, because we have difficult issues, or different issues, whether it be from labor issues, or whether it be from corporate issues, when we're signing, different contracts with different businesses and things like that. So we have different law firms for a reason, because that's what they specialize in. There's very few law firms that have a full umbrella where you can get everything out of it. Answer Link, if you did your research, is known for municipal law. They're very good at it. They're considered the father and mother of municipal law in the state of Illinois. However, they're not the best when it comes down to legal or labor law and dealing with lawsuits. So we're gonna pick the best people to deal with the issues that are confronting this corporation. That's why we have more than one.
Thank you for that explanation. That was pretty accurate. Good point. Anybody else? All right, one at a time, you all can go.
So based on what you just said about having the different firms, what, can you tell us has been the percentage of funds where they have won the lawsuits and been a benefit to the city, as opposed to a loss?
Actually, this is not question and answer.
It's not what?
This is not question and answer. This is for public comment.
But he just
I would be
answered it.
more
Amen.
than happy to talk with you after the
But he
meeting.
just answered the question, so.
Well,
What is it gonna
I did break the rules.
be? Which one is gonna be?
Okay, all
Be
right.
consistent.
Listen.
We are not going to answer questions, okay? We're not gonna do it.
I
I
apologize.
would love to.
Okay, tell him that,
I
not
said I apologize.
me. Tell him that, not me.
Ma'am, I do know the answer, and I'll be more than happy to share it
Oh.
with you, okay?
Could you share it with all of us, please?
Okay.
This is a committee meeting,
All
sir.
right, okay,
Don't do that, Mike.
sir.
Don't do that.
The
Sir,
public would like to
please,
know.
sir, please, please. Ma'am, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to give my experience that happened today. My mother did 4 terms, elected official, Nancy Clark. I took her over to the township because we were trying to inquire. Thank you, sir. We're trying to inquire on who owns the empty lots on our block. And so I'm gonna try to tag in real quick to the finance. They had to pull out the actual books because there's a problem, and I don't know if that's the comptroller, the legislative branch, or downstairs in building and planning. They had to pull out the actual books because the pens weren't matching addresses. Miss Cassandra over there at the township, she had to come out of her office, and she didn't recognize my mother because my mother was elderly now, and I don't have no power of attorney, so I had to speak for her. And I said, you don't know who this is? I said, this is Nancy Clark from her, because she kept telling us to come back to the village. I said, this is the retired clerk from the city of Harvey. And so I don't know who needs to take care of that.
The Cook County, we don't control pens, they do.
They take care of matching addresses with the
Yes,
pens?
we don't
Gotcha.
control that. That's Cook County. If
She
you go to
told
Cook
me to come back over
County,
here.
if you go to Cook County, if you on that, you can see every pen they control.
This is not debate, this is not.
No, I'm not debating, I'm just trying to get some clarity, thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get clarity, that's how I'm going to talk
Committee
to her.
meeting, you should
Because
have
she kept
questions.
telling me to come back here, so thank you, that's the county downtown.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir. Real good.
What's just a suggestion, cause when you mentioned about the 911, the dispatch and the calls, the number was kind of high for 1 month, cause it was outsourced. What if we insource? Cause you don't have to be
shared with us that it would be millions of dollars.
Right.
But if we're making a savings, and if we just can't afford the equipment, okay, we cannot afford the equipment to do something.
If we got it from another community, or what, however, what I'm saying is, organized. If we train our own people, pay them, we don't have to send that money outside of Harvey.
Sir, I'm gonna repeat this again, we don't have the money, this is a poverty-stricken community, and we don't have the resources to purchase the equipment necessary for 911 operators. We used to have 911 at the Harvey Police Department for many years, and we had to disavow that program because the city could no longer afford it.
I was actually turning your head to this. Did you like the sound of that deal?
Well, you know what, we gotta pay bills, and like my colleague said, this is a corporation.
Right.
And what we do, we have to spend money in order to make this city run efficiently. Now, keep in mind, okay, when we came into office, pretty much everybody here, we inherited a deficit of $164 million, which is an enormous amount of money. Okay, and what has happened since then, we've reduced some money. Okay, but we haven't reduced it to the point where we're functioning as other municipalities. And I tell my residents all the time, you can go to Green Park and Oak Forest and Orland Park, and yeah, they got resources, but they don't operate like we do. You're a taxpayer, and I'm a taxpayer. Do I want to roll my sleeves up in these tall yards and cut them myself? I don't want to, but I want my property looking good.
Yeah.
Okay, now, if I'm not willing to roll my sleeves up and do it, that means I gotta dig in my pocket and make somebody else do it, because the city don't have the money. We have a street department that's doing the best they can do. Unfortunately, okay, this season here, we're trying to, these enormous potholes are worse than any year that I've ever seen. And I've lived on Harvey Avenue for 52 years, and they're worse than I've ever seen. They're at a point right now where I want to suggest, let's close this street down, because cars cannot travel. I don't care how big the truck is, you cannot travel down this. Now, our street department, this is a 6.5 square foot municipality. 6.5 miles wide and long, okay? 10 years ago, we had over 125 people working at streets and sand. We had tons of equipment. We're fortunate now, we're down to 20 people. 20 people that's trying to do potholes, they're trying to clean up trash and debris, and they're trying to do grass cutting. It just ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. And we're gonna strive, and we're gonna remain prayerful that the state of Illinois is gonna rescue the city of Harvey and help us out. Because right now, it's bad. And I do realize it's bad, and I don't like saying it, but I have to be honest, and I have to be truthful. I refuse to lie. Okay, so I'll let you know, because it ain't on me. So I ain't gonna lie to nobody else.
I was just a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
You know, like, I'm glad you brought out the grass. I'm in fit. It kind of cold. Some people pay out of pocket to get young people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think you should be commended for that.
You know.
As a matter of fact, very briefly, I live on a corner with 4 houses.
Yeah.
And once a week, I cut 3 of them. And I pay somebody to do math.
Right.
I cut 3 of them myself, and I don't get paid.
Right.
Okay, but I make it a point to get out there and cut. My neighbor over there, Mike, okay, he gets his lawnmower out, and he's just phenomenal in the neighborhood, and he goes around and he cuts yards for seniors and abandoned yards, okay? It won't take no money. Okay? He won't take no money. I'm offered to buy him lunch, but he don't even want that. I just appreciate people that know the situation, that's digging in along with this council. Okay, the council and the mayor's office, they don't have all the answers. Neither do the citizens. But if we all come together collectively, we can work together to try to keep our city somewhat looking appearance-like. The 4th of July is coming up. People are gonna be having company over their house. We're We're gonna have a barbecue, and there's gonna be trash and debris and everything.
And burnt
My
homes.
objective is to try to get some help, maybe from another municipality, somebody to come over here and help us. You know, we need help, okay? And I am too proud to ask for it. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I would.
We ain't answering.
You know,
No, but I thought we weren't asking.
no, that's not, that's what I said, just.
Not for you.
My colleague would like
I
to
want
say
to
something.
say this real quick, man, before we come right to you. I want to make this very clear. I hate the emails. We missed Memorial Day, we missed Juneteenth. The grass on the fair is through the roof. Okay? I get it. And if you think I want it that way, then Ingalls has a war for you. I don't want it that way. And I hear you 100%. It's a great man that we have. I don't want residents like you, Ms. Anderson, and some of you all that we heard to ever leave this place. Some of you have left because of this. But here's the point. Those friends benefits alone for opening up our 911 dispatch. Like I said, I was over at Union. I'm talking about vacation time, sick time, personal time. They have one of the best unions ever. And I represent them. And I know that. So we had sick time, personal time, vacation time. Literally, this is what the previous administration, beyond Clark, did in negotiations because they couldn't afford to put cash in your pocket. They put benefits in your pocket. You can literally make more money in Harvey not coming to work than you did while you were here. So, if you bring those people back, you have to not only get the equipment back, but you gotta think about honoring that contract, because that's the same contract you're gonna walk.
He just purchased the whole project, so he just said it.
Hiring more people and letting them be Harvey residents would be my dream come true. That would be golden. And for those who want that, let's do it. But guess what? Don't complain when we sink the city, because that's what's gonna happen. The reason why we have a high turnover at the street department, we don't pay like everybody else. But you want it? Come on. Let's do it your way. Let's raise it up. Give them $30 an hour. Just don't complain when we sink the city. Nobody wants that. I know what it would take to make sure that grass doesn't look like it looks, or that we don't have those abandoned properties. But that means also sinking the city. Nobody else wants that, all right? So, for those who think it's already sunk, trust me, we ain't the bottom of the barrel.
160 mil,
Okay.
760 million.
That's not,
That's a nice
excuse me,
deal.
excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse you.
Let's not do that. We hold.
Or take it out of your
You said you
salary.
wasn't taking no questions.
Take it out of your salary to cut the grass. How about that?
Excuse me, don't-
Hey, I'm just giving an idea. It's a committee meeting.
Listen, you ever heard of decent order?
Sir,
She do what she did.
This is a
She raised
committee
her
meeting.
hand.
This is
Ryan,
our committee meeting. It's
Ryan.
not yours. You work for us.
Ryan, did you read this?
You work for us.
Did you not see her raise her hand? That's what you do.
So why are you blabbing and running out the clock so she can't ask her question? Let her ask her question.
She's gonna have that. Stop doing that. You wanna be.
Don't tell me what to do. You work for, look at these people. You work for them. Don't argue with me.
This is not a debate.
Don't do that.
I don't want to hear
It's
it.
not a debate.
If you keep.
You ignored her question. You were super rude. Why don't you just stop now and let her talk?
So shut up then.
Hey, now that's what you said.
You work for me. You work for us. We pay our taxes. You don't tell the public to shut up. That is rude. You are so rude. I can't believe that.
We don't do I need him to not.
Coach, it's not gonna be done. Okay, understand. But listen, two wrongs will never make a right, okay? Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Look at that. Two wrongs will never make a right. I see people now retire.
Why don't you let the next person ask their question?
I'll answer that question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Question in session.
Right.
Good evening. My name is Beth McBride. I'm a community activist. I'm part of the Harvey Historical Society Committee, and I've been supporting change and good in Harvey for a year or so. And I believe that the state of Illinois should do things to rescue Harvey. As a citizen of the state of Illinois, I believe that. But I also believe that when you do that, you need to open up your books like that. They all have to be open so that the people of the state of Illinois that only God knows about. And there were times where I was in poverty because my husband had a part-time job, and that was excruciatingly bad. But God brought us through, and eventually he worked for Cook County, Illinois for 25 years, and that changed our lives. So I believe that there is good that's here. You have a lot of good land here, you have access to good expressways. You could make this a great city, but it needs to be turned around. And I believe in you, and that's why I come here to support what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Mike, you wanna say something?
Yeah, a couple of months ago, when we were doing cleanup, you invoked Markham into helping us out, correct?
Yes, sir?
Okay, with that being said, did Markham pick up any of the tab for the garbage pickup? Or were they just free labor to do that? Because otherwise, you know, that garbage bill is awfully high for what it is.
Let me try to address that. Actually, this garbage bill, I've been looking at every month for the past 7 years. And it's pretty much always around the same thing for every month. So it's not extremely high, it's about normal. And as far as Markham helping, they had 3 giant semi-trucks. Yeah, right there on Clinton Street by Larry's Lounge. And they did a phenomenal job. As a matter of fact, I went over there and commended Markham Streets and Sanitation Department along in conjunction with Harvey's Street and Sanitation Department. Okay, unfortunately, you know, they haven't been back as far as the dumping fees. Okay, when they take that large truck to get it done, that truck has Markham's insignia on the side door. Markham is being charged for that, not the city of Markham. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question that maybe can be put on the agenda to be addressed next time, because I know we're not doing questions. However, the comptroller stated in this meeting that computers were purchased, and also there is a multi-million-dollar crime center right up the street. So could there be a second look taken at the city of Harvey taking back their 911 because of this crime center? And also the comptroller did state the computers had just been purchased. So who did those computers go to? And also, can the city of Harvey look at internships for college students maybe employed at the 911 for Harvey? Just, you know, maybe that can be looked at for the next finance meeting.
I'll find that information out for you, ma'am. Thank you for your comment. All right, so.
I have a question.
Anybody else? Go ahead, sir, you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about the demolition at 15404 Broadway. I did FOIA. I sent a FOIA request for copies of the contract between the city and.
We're talking about finances. We're not talking about demolitions.
Right.
Because I know nothing about
Could
what
you
you're asking.
let me finish my question, please? It does relate to finance. Thank you. I FOIA'd from the city a copy of the contract between the city and Alliance Demolition, the contractor. I have not received that. I have not received any bids. Was this ginormous? This is the biggest demolition we've had in years in Harvey, 154 Broadway. I've gotten no answer about project bids, so apparently it wasn't bid out to anyone because the city said there were no responsive documents. So I'm wondering what's going on with that. I also asked for the bond and insurance information for Alliance Demolition. I wasn't given any information as far as that is concerned. Also, I know the comptroller stated before that that was paid for because of some insurance settlement. I asked for that information. I wasn't given that. So I just wanted to, to ask, like, why are so many things secret? And like, where's why didn't you guys take bids on that? And where's the copy of the contract and how much did you pay? Like that was the biggest demolition that we've had in years in Harvey. I don't understand how there could be no receipts, no documents. So I hope you see, it does relate to finance, it does.
Thank you very much, sir, for your comment. We have another comment from one one of the council members.
Sir, were you gonna answer that? Because I noticed you were answering the questions you wanted to answer and not others. I don't think it's very fair to the public, sir, just for the record. Alderman? Were you gonna ignore the comments that you didn't like and not answer those questions, but then answer the ones certain ones? That doesn't seem fair.
You know, you talk about FOIA requests and you want to talk about bidding. You know, that's the executive branch of government. It has nothing to do with the legislative branch. I don't answer FOIAs.
But
for number
sir,
one.
you are the head of the finance committee.
Okay.
If
And
you
the
come to
finance-
this
the
meeting,
finance
sir,
committee-
sir, please let me finish. If you come to face the public in this meeting and you do not have information about the finances, why do we pay you?
Okay.
We are working our butts off to be able to afford these property taxes.
FOIAs. It had nothing to do with finance. It was in regards to FOIA.
This is in regards to finances. Where is the contract that you signed with Alliance Demolition?
I beg to differ.
Where is the
Finances
contract?
and FOIAs are two different things, and I'm not gonna get into this debate with you. And your time
Where,
is up.
sir, I'm asking for the contract. Where is the contract that you voted on
Thank you.
for that demolition company? So you're hiding that too, okay? Then that's your answer. Thank you.
And by the way, this will be the last question for everybody, because we got a break for adjournment for our regular city council meeting. Oh, sorry, Alderman Keys, go ahead.
It's okay, it's okay. I don't have a question, just one comment. Today, I believe it was about close to 3 o'clock, that we finally got a copy of the bills list. We can't go on and be professional and bills list is sitting like hours before a meeting. I don't know why it happened in late, it should have been sent last week. And I haven't had a chance to review it and moving forward. You know, we make decisions of this magnitude when we already said we don't have no money. We need to be more professional on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Keys. I can't answer why you didn't get the bills since I back last week. So,
I got mine last week.
Do you see my name?
He didn't get it on
Yes,
purpose.
email.
Now you gonna sit down.
I know we were, Alderman, I really were taking, but since we're on the topic, I just wanna add for the record, that I too didn't receive it.
Let me just check, but I thought I seen.
The bills that she needed, I did see an email earlier, just highlighting that wasn't received. It was kind of the same thing with the 2021 SIP report, we didn't receive it initially. So, yeah, I didn't know what you all were going to. Thank you.
Yeah, I see it on it, I don't know.
Could you read for us the one that you see this one, please? Okay.
All right. Motion to adjourn. So moved.
Yes, get it out of here.
all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, none. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for your questions.
Please stay for the regular city council meeting, which will be in about 15 minutes.
And I know, I didn't expect answers, but still. I agree. Yeah, so we just had the finance committee meeting, we'll break, and then there will be. So we did. We still got some questions, and I got some questions in for the record. You guys are here? Oh my God. Oh my God, that's great. It was very professional. And I wasn't expecting it.
I'm out in
Oh, right.
and as I'm
driving down. I was gonna send you some text, and I was like, it ain't that serious. But the idea is that when you look at it, it's like
It looks like never built that.
it looks really uneven.
The idea of solar farms, I just
am.
don't like the way that this one is being done. I thought you guys were doing this weekend, huh? Oh, I'm so tired. I didn't even book the weekend. I was just so yeah, you guys went to South Holland. Yeah. And there was a press conference, right?
And you doing?
That's why they don't really do it. They don't want to get, I mean, they probably do something, they don't want to share it. Yeah, see, sometimes it's so like, you can talk to me, whatever, the other
I was working. I need to go back to work. All the administrative get paid. So hot having here. That means let's so that's my thing.
Okay then?
Hi. I'm good. She just irritates me with that little girl. I'm a grown woman. I know that, but if I'm sitting here like next week, we're gonna have one soon. That's a real answer. I'm this little girl. I'm not a little girl. I'm a grown woman. Yeah, that's what she said. I ain't gonna do this with a little girl. I said I'm a grown adult, just like you. Yeah, she know my dog. So yeah. I was like, you see, women know. That's correct. Because I asked you when's the economic development. That's the only question I have.
Are you gonna move public?
Absolutely, I am. Because I want to thank the building department for getting us the link the trailer on the lot. So I did want to thank them for that. They finally got her removed. And they came and picked up a water party today. Oh, did you? She qualified.
Kobe called me the day, and I was over here, but when I was going down Bull Street, I saw a tow truck with a camera.
Now that might be
About all I know.
yeah, she.
Was it white?
Yes, she put a trailer on the road, started living out of it, and when she was in the bathroom, the buckets and dumped it. Like my garbage, my neighbor's garbage, the garbage. It was crazy.
It worked on that.
It did. That's why I was getting thanks to the police department and the building department. They did get the job. I'm happy about that because someone dumping feces in your backyard is not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna address her too because that's ridiculous. Yeah, I've seen it. That's the next thing I'm development committee. And you go talk about the city and the song. I said, what they got to do with that? I got to move up. What they got to do with that? I got to move up. I got to move up. That's all. And I still wait on that. Even if we're going to come up with this, ain't nobody got no money. That's fair. Back it up with the people. Don't just run off and try to act like you had an attitude. Just right, girl. That's disrespectful. You would have been in the dirt. She would have been in the dirt had I been over there. She would have been in the dirt. No. We're not gonna do that because that's what she wants. She gonna get it. No. Just like she can't get it. It's just ridiculous. Like I'm like, what is it? I said, hey, just get my first of all. You gave Hey, how you doing? You blew up because I asked you when the next meeting. Even if it's gonna be sometime next month. Okay. Well, I look forward to it. Girl, I forgot. We're gonna get October. Okay, I look forward to October. Then you're gonna stay if you off. That's what she needs. She could have told me that I'm in. Okay. Well, I look forward to getting because what can you do? Look, she gave you a but you don't even know how to like her. And I'm gonna address her in my public comments. Because I'm not a little girl, because I wasn't disrespectful towards you. You don't need to be disrespectful towards me. No. You didn't make it for me. on your eye. And they address everything. He's just full of crap. No, it's just wasteful. Right. Because that's why I was like, really? So now, sure, not sure, what's her name? What is her name? No, to like, now she's flustered. They don't like it. What happened with Juliana? I don't know. She's like an intern. She looks young. She might be. Huh? She might be interning. Look at something. Oh. Public.
I'll be working.
I know. I'm trying to do better.
We still need to do our ride around. I need to know a good Saturday for you. Okay. And then I'll try to just take off.
Okay, I like this. Just let me know what Saturday. And then it's just July 11th. My mother-in-law passed. Her funeral's gonna be July 11th.
Okay, let's plan for after then, because I have something going on up until then.
Okay. I would like that. So much is happening. I just can't. I don't know what board that is in. But they do got some. They patches. I saw them.
Somebody asked, where can you get the ground? Because I just go get it myself on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like too. Somebody else asked that.
And this house on the corner from me, man said he about to move. He been there 30 years.
Where he going?
He's gonna sell his house and he said he's tired of this. So the power right in front of his house.
Oh wow. It's called, we got interns in of course everybody there's a lot.
From Chicago. And that's across the street from the right around more than purple or more than right. I'm kind of like the first. It's cute, but it's never mentioned. You make a public comment? I don't know what I should say this time. I think the first one was I don't think I have to keep talking right now.
Like when I see them, it's like, I don't wear it because I want to. You never know what's going to happen.
Good evening, everyone. This meeting to order. Alderman, we are not doing the screen today. We're going to do the voice. We're doing the voice because there is some upgrades that are taking place. So we're just going to work around that. We're pretty adaptable, so I can keep with that. Please call the roll, please.
Alderperson Rambler. Present. Alderperson Chapman. Present. Alderperson Smith. Present. Alderperson Key.
Here.
Alderperson Randall.
Present.
Alderperson Rogers.
Present.
Present. Is there a minister in the room? Okay, any other ministers? Mr. King? I got you waited. Next time, we're gonna go around. If you know any ministers, please, have them come on in.
That's all I have. Feel welcome, thank you for another day coming to this meeting and seeing part. We're praying, Lord, that we're made to do the right thing, to be outstanding, to be honorable, to work together as a team, not to fight, to bind, but to build, and to create a new city, rising from the ashes that it used to be. Thank you, Lord, for the mayor, the city council, and all those who are servicing the city. We ask you, Lord, to bless them in the works that they do. Bless them with their lives way above what they were before. In the name of Jesus, I pray for everybody. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Pledge allegiance, everyone was here. Thank you. I'm going to ask for a moment of silence. Some of you may know Tommy Dreesen. Just show of hands, who heard or know Tommy Dreesen? Yes. Tommy Dreesen made Harvey on the map. Him and Tim Reed set out as a team in the late 50s, early 60s, and they played around in the south suburbs. They were known as the Salt and Pepper Team. It was the first black and white partnership. As you know, both of them, Reed went on to be an actor, and Tommy Dreesen was a comedian. One keynote about Tommy Dreesen, he has always, at every show, promoted Harvey. Harvey was the foundation. I'm going to ask everyone to please give Tommy Dreesen a moment of silence. Thank you. Amen. Thank you. Can I ask everyone to please shut off their cell phones? Or lower them? Thank you. We have somewhat of a simple agenda today. We have presentations. We have Dr. Lynette Strokes from South Suburban College. Unfortunately, she cannot make it today. We're going to reschedule her, but she has a new program coming to South Suburban College. Anyone been down South Suburban College, they're getting the new wing added on. It's going to be a phenomenal medical facility. So this is wonderful. But the second presentation, which is probably heavily on some minds, is going to be hosted by our very own fire chief. But in addition with that, he's going to have flyers, or there will be flyers set up, where he is going to be hosting a coffee, and it's going to be an update on June 27th. It's a Saturday at 10 a.m., and it's going to be at the Hub. But he will explain that all to you. So, Chief Fisher?
Good evening, Mayor, good evening, everybody. Fire Chief Harvey, the Harvey Fire Department. I got, some updates with the two fires that we had. They are ongoing, investigation. 544 East 148th Place. We wait for some subpoenas to come in, before we move on with our investigation. Also, the same things that's going on at 15428 Trenton, waiting for subpoenas to come in. We also got assistance from our Main 24 arson team to help us with that investigation. With that, so details, since it's an ongoing investigation. So once we finish with the investigation, we'll be more up to date. This Saturday, at the 15601 Lexington at the Community Hub, the fire department will be having a presentation and also coffee and refreshments for you guys to come out and see what the fire department is doing and how we move forward. So come out on Saturday at 10 o'clock. This Saturday at the Community Hub at 15601 Lexington.
And I do want to make mention for those of us who are here today, out of all the buildings that were on fire, one was a city-owned building. So I don't want, I see some stuff on Facebook, not everything is 100%, but nevertheless, we do have an issue with fires. So I want to share that. I'm going to ask the council if we can go into executive discussion for maybe about 3 minutes. It's only to refresh our memories on a particular case, and then we will come out. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
I need a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Well, he knows he can beat Ryan. That's why he tried to. Well, I know that. Yeah. But she knew I was going to well, that was good.
We all sit here like.
Well, you know, what's up with the cook that they shoot in everything is being coming out. Everything is coming out. That's why this thing is like, this is a farce.
It's showing.
It's a farce.
That's why it's not.
Where's the lady that's the police? You know this is right over there. Okay, that's where I was going to sit there just to see what she would do. Because
If she come here, though,
I'm going to sit back here because it was good. I'm waiting for her. I know she is. I'm going to get crazy.
and we're going to be right behind you. You better be good over there. Yeah, you.
You need a second?
Second.
Motion by, thank you. All in favor to return? Aye. Aye. Okay. Okay, I realize that there is an error on the agenda. We have, on my copy it's corrected, but we have it from a resolution. It needs to be an ordinance for, under the new business, where it says resolution, it should state ordinance. And I just want to make that correction. Okay?
I don't think it's necessary for a motion.
Well, I just wanted noted, I just wanted for the record. So instead of a resolution, it's gonna be called an ordinance, and that's under new business.
Madam Mayor, we do have ordinances there.
Oh, we do have, and they all have, correct? Okay, on the original, it had resolution.
One question, is the agenda that we're looking at, that the one that was posted, or is this the one that was sent? That's when that correction may be needed.
Right, and I think that the posted had resolution, and it needs to have ordinance. That's why I wanted to make that point.
Under nine, it says ordinance and resolution.
I know, but
I know.
That's not what that.
That's, it wasn't posted, it was posted as a resolution. So we need to post it as an ordinance. Everyone has the correct paper, but what went out on Friday had resolution. Okay, so under old business, we've already approved the TIF reports. We just need to bring it back, Mr. Williams. What? Oh, I stand corrected. We have the bills for Stu. Thank you. A motion to approve the minutes for May 11, 2026.
So move to approve the minutes.
Second. Second.
No, right. You second. Okay, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Yes. Alderperson Arundel.
Yes.
Alderperson Key.
Yes.
Alderperson Smith. Yes. Alderperson Randall.
Aye.
Alderperson Rogers.
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman.
Yes.
And Mayor Johnson. Motion carried.
Motion to approve, bills for the period of June 22nd, 2026.
So move.
Second.
Lunch. Okay, Alderman Rogers, first, and, Alderperson Regula, second. Please call the roll.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Can you call for the debate, please?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you call for the debate, please?
Oh, is there a debate on the bills for June 22nd?
Yes. Council, if I might to ask you, this is, detailed in the packet, probably earlier email from our treasurer. We really like to ask you to take a motion to table this until Monday, July 13th, until the next, meeting, because I did not receive the bills list. And unfortunately, even if we see today, it still would not have been enough time for, clarity and review and thorough review. So I just like to ask if we could please table until Monday, July 13th, so that both myself, Alderperson Key, and Treasurer could have an opportunity to review. That is a motion.
Okay, before, no, we're in a debate. We're in a debate, so this is the question. So, my question is, When did everyone else get the bills list?
We got mine last Friday.
Friday. Alderwoman Arambula? You did not? Okay. Alderperson Chapman? You did not get it?
I received it today.
You received it today, Alderman Keys?
I received it today at 2:42.
Okay. Mr. Williams, do you know when it was sent out?
I sent it to the finance committee on Wednesday, and normally, but it's a mishap, the deputy clerk normally sends them out, or Sean Ellis normally sends them out.
Okay.
Normally don't
And,
send everybody.
you know what, I'm gonna ask sincerely for, the chair to honor that request, to table it, only because of the fact that it was my error when this came on. The deputy clerk was on vacation, and we were going through some errors, and I did not make sure the packet.
Mayor, time is money. We come out here, prior to the meeting, and we have these finance meetings, and we discuss finance, and we get the controller out, and we do what we supposed to do. Now, most of the city council received that bills list prior to today's meeting, which was last week.
No, that is not the case. I don't mean to correct you. You three got it. You three did because you're on the finance committee, but the rest of us did not. So I'm just gonna ask you to wait. You do not have to have another meeting. Anything on that bills list, Mr. Williams, at this time sounds. So in all honesty, because of the fact that I did not double check that packet to make sure everything went out, I'm gonna ask for the courtesy to do that. Okay, there was a motion on the floor, and was there a second to the request?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask everyone to please vote.
Sorry, that's not a motion.
Okay, is there a motion on the floor to table the bills list until July 13th? Okay, Alderman Chapman, is there a second? Second, okay. Okay, would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Rambler?
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman?
Yes.
Alderperson Keys?
Yes.
Alderperson Randall?
Yes.
Alderperson Rogers?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Oh, we forgot
Alderperson Smith? Motion carries.
And again, I truly apologize to the finance committee. It was my oversight. On to the treasurer report. Madam Treasurer. We have a microphone. We are getting microphones, I guarantee that.
I'm gonna be very brief, it's not a, normal treasurer's report, but there was a question of the tips because they're short in our reports, so I just kind of wanted to, give a full name of the tips from the reports, and that's my whole report. There's the Arco 147th Street report, a little louder?
Yes.
Gotcha. There's the Arco, slash 147th Street tip, so there are 8 tips on the books, as far as that have bank accounts. The Arco.
There is on the book, it's here.
You still can't hear? All right, my apologies. So there are eight tips that have bank accounts, that I have bank accounts for. The mayor was adding that there are 8 tips on the books.
reports for tonight, there are 8 included, so we're gonna say there are 8 tips. One is the Arco / 147th Street. One is the Center Street. The next is the Cresco Business Park. There's the Dixie Highway, I'm sorry, let me back up. The Center Street tip was terminated as of December 31st, 2020. However, the account has not been closed as of yet. Then going back again, the Cresco Business Park, the Dixie Highway Corridor, the Dixie Square Mall, which, that tip was also terminated December 31st of 2020. The RPM Wyman Gordon, the Sibley Boulevard / Dixie Highway, and the TOD, which stands for Transit Oriented Development. Just a couple of notes I did, in my notes from, conferences that I've been to. The tip can have a maximum lifetime of 23 years, and also can be extended for an additional 12 years. So that was my report for the evening.
Madam Treasurer?
Sure.
Can you, for the public, please explain what TIP is, what's the acronym, what does that actually mean, so they understand what we're referring to?
It stands for Tax Increment Finance, thank you. So it's kind of like the, you want me to explain what it is?
I believe it's necessary just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay, so from my understanding, a tip is sort of like a rebate program, and in these specific tips, an organization, be it a business, I think all of these are business tips. There are also residential tips. There can be different types of tips. So the tip rebate depends on the requirements in the tip, that when the tip is set up. So if that business or entity meets those requirements for the tip, they get some type of rebate after the taxes are paid. So they get up front and they get some type of rebate, which comes out of the account that we have. And again, they have to meet these requirements when the tip is set up. It's not just anybody can join, they have to be approved for the TIP program, and it's for, and it has specifications for the tips.
Madam Chair, can you clear up, how TIPs are used within the city?
Yes. Mr. Williams, can you add a little bit more to that? Thank you. I could do that, but we're gonna have them do
Good
that.
evening. Tax increment financing district, so basically used to promote economic development. And where the increment comes from, let's say we have the likes of the city, some of them are expired. So what happens is, for instance, let's take the tax origin district, which is the latest. What happens is that tips are done to induce people to actually do developments in those tips. So what happens is a developer comes and they haven't always worked this way in Harvey, but in theory, this is how they work. So in this, the latest tip, they came in and they built their apartment building there. And what the developer, what happens with tip funds is, it basically says, if not for the tips funding, this development could not be done, okay? In that case, the people come into a TIF, they give us all the eligible expenses, and then we negotiate with them. So prior to that lot being occupied by the TIF, just to give an example, the taxes on that lot may have been $20,000, because it was a vacant lot, abandoned buildings and the lot. So what happens is when the developer comes in, he says, I'm going to invest. In this case, they invested upwards of $20 million in that property. So what happens is, the increment, which is what they get, so the taxes may have been initially 5,000. Now the taxes on that property are well over 300,000. So there's basically a $295,000 increase in taxes on that property. So then what happens is, the developer comes to us and says, how much of that increment, the 295, are you willing to give me to induce me to develop? In that particular TIF, we agreed to pay them $150,000 a year for 15 years, which is actually a good deal, because what happens with the additional taxes that are generated, we're able to induce other companies to come in and actually do developments.
So actually, the only tips that we have are certain areas and that is determined through Cook County too, correct?
We have to get
Right.
state approval and
They get the approval, so say it's in a 3-block radius. We do not have no homes in the TIF district. Am I correct, Mr. Williams?
you can, but homes are not included, because generally is to have commercial development.
Right, but the city of Harvey does not have any homeowners
We
in
don't
the
have
TIF.
residential TIF.
Right, we just have businesses. Okay, yes.
Real quick, Councilman Vaughn. How long have you been with the city of Harvey?
13, 14 years.
Is that not the best TIF deal that you've seen since?
Absolutely, by far, and it's the first one I've seen that was done properly.
Thank you.
Where the amount that was given for the TIF, see, people think TIF is a bank, there's money in their account, so they come to us and say, I want to do development, give you $300,000. And in the past, check for $300,000 and no development.
Absolutely. Very quick. Does the TIF, if a developer comes to the city of Harvey, they want a TIF for 20 years, aren't they allowed, once it expires, to acquire a 2-year extension?
They can get extensions, but again, it has to be approved by the legislature. So, in this case, like I said, we've had some other TIFs that haven't been so successful.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
Well,
several
issue
commercial
bonds.
Walgreens, Aldi's, they exhaust the TIF and then they move a few blocks to the next community, yeah.
And that's what you will find in a lot that we all heard about. We've seen Walmart, how they relocate down the street. That is to utilize the TIF districts. They'll close down and move across the street, yes.
Question, Comptroller Williams, for those businesses that are currently here within the city of Harvey, how do they go about maybe applying or to see if they have any benefits?
They bring a project, so just because you're in the TIF, that means it's different, but if a business comes here and says, listen, we want to do an expansion. And again, we look at what their current taxes are, what their taxes would be after the development. Some people think just because you're in the TIF, you become, like, it's not a pool of money. It's money that your individual development will add to the TIF. So if you got a current business owner who's generating $10,000 in real estate taxes, they're gonna make substantial improvements, and maybe they are. It's gonna generate $100,000. So the increment, where the word tax increment financing comes from, that increment is $90,000. Now, we can't give them all in the TIF because we have to make improvements in the TIF. So we may say, okay, we'll give you 50 or 60% of that. But understand, you only can begin collecting that increment when you actually start reducing the taxes. So it's not like I can just give you the increment. And also what has to happen is, generally what happens is a financing. Generally, so what will happen is, that person goes out and borrow the money, because we don't have, if they're doing a $10 million project, we don't just have $10 million to lend them. They may go out and seek financing, and then what happens is, those become restricted TIF funds, where when those funds come from the county, they are automatically diverted to pay off that bond.
It can get a little complicated. Those of you who remember, the Harvey Holiday Inn, that ended up being a big problem for the city of Harvey. as that TIF money wasn't utilized properly.
Well, and to be honest with you, it was handled incorrectly. Because in that case with the hotel, the city borrowed the money.
Right.
The city did the bond, but we should never been in a business of issuing bond.
Right.
For that, they should have went out and borrowed the money. And then when they actually finished the project and it begins to generate increments, then they would have gotten paid, from that increment.
And that is why you and I still can afford it to this day.
Exactly, we have,
All right, thank you.
Left on that.
Thank you. Now, do we need to vote on this since we already approved this?
What happened, this is a procedural thing, we actually submitted to 22, but what happened was the state, when, the attorney letters were written, they were not dated properly, so they said, well, you gotta go back to the council and get it approved.
Okay.
You technically approved it when you approved the audit report.
Right.
There's a little glitch, and we're trying to stay in the good graces of the
Right.
controller.
Just making
So
sure.
they said that you should accept it again, and my apologies for sending it out so late, but, you know, we had submitted it before, it really is a procedural thing. And remember back in 2021, that was the last year the Center Street TIF was active. So that's the difference.
Okay, thank you. So we need a motion to approve, the TIF, for February, year 2021.
Is that A1 now?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that A1 for your action, Carol?
Yes, under old business.
Motion to approve agenda item A1.
Second. Second, Ms. Rogers. Thank you. Rogers. And clerk, would you call roll?
Alderperson Randall.
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman.
Abstain.
Alderperson Key.
Abstain.
Alderperson Randall.
Aye.
Alderperson Smith. Yes. Motion carried.
Thank you. Oh, we need,
Alderperson Rogers.
what?
Alderperson Rogers.
How you gonna forget it?
Okay, we need an ordinance.
$35.23.
And now is that the one for?
That's $35.23. We'll go to the next one.
Okay, very good. Okay, under new business, we have an ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus personal property owned by the city. Superintendent Rick, would you like to give a brief lowdown of what this material is that we're trying to do a surplus?
Right now, the public works junkyard is full, and, we have about 12 to 15 cars that are inoperable and not safe, way too expensive to have fixed. So we found an auction house in Crestwood that does other surrounding communities, so it's American Auto Auction out of Crestwood. And they take the videos and they put it in an auction, and then it's just a quick, quick sale, it only charges 2%, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. So instead of just junking it, we're gonna try to see if we could, just generate a little bit of revenue. I wouldn't anticipate a lot of it, but as they are inoperable. But we need a motion to approve the sale of surplus.
So motion. I'll take the second.
Okay, Alderwoman Randall first and Alderperson Randall second. And clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Randall.
Aye.
Alderperson Key.
Aye.
Alderperson Smith. Yes. Alderperson Randall.
Yes.
Alderperson Rogers.
Yes.
Alderperson Chapman.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. Ordinance number?
3524.
Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, I'm gonna hand you the microphone. You can announce public participation. We do that, or we have the timer? Okay. Okay.
Okay, once we step up to the microphone, we can start the timer. We have the first person is Glennis James Fox. Followed by Thomas.
Okay, my name is Liz James Watson, I'm a resident of the first ward. So, updated communications from the city of Harvey to residents, mingle with the mayor, meet the mayor, extended hours for water bill, payments on city council meeting nights, restoration of city hall hours 9 to 5, and no closing for lunch. These are some of the good things that the city council has instituted during the interim mayor's administration. Most of these changes and improvements, I believe, are a direct result of residents' public comment, social media discourse, and residents speaking out at in-person meetings. While we see productive, positive change taking place, I just want to encourage us, Harvey residents, to keep up the good work. We need to keep coming to meetings. We need to keep asking questions and making suggestions for what we want to see take place in Harvey, and holding the department heads, alderpersons, and the mayor accountable for the answers to those questions that we ask. This is not the time to back down. Now is not the time to relax and take the pressure off. There's still much more that we need, much more that we want to see happen in Harvey. And there's much more that we need answers for. In parentheses, the finances. This is the time to engage even more. April 7th, 2027 is the next election for municipal offices. So this is the time to pay attention to who has done what and who hasn't. To pay attention to who will be doing the things that are going forward and who isn't. Don't be satisfied with a piece of the pie when the whole pie is at stake. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Mayor Shakur, Thornton Township Citizens Action Committee. I'm here for Thomas White. I want to start by saying the illusion of authority is over with. Mayor Lewinsky, trustees, aldermen. It's, let's dispense with the political theater. I'm not here tonight to ask for your permission to speak. I am here as a taxpayer to put this administration on formal notice. You have systematically operated outside the public interest, treated this city's checkbook like a weaponized open secret, and used law enforcement to shield yourselves from public accountability. It is tonight. Financial incompetence and neighborhood suffocation has not stopped. Apparently, some folks may feel that we are doing the job and we're heading in the right direction, but you can't head in a positive direction unless you reaccount for what the mistakes were of the past. At this point, the unconstitutional thuggery, your most egregious offense, still has not stopped, is the illegal attempt to silence dissent, right? Using Harvey police officers to tactlessly, and illegally force residents, fabricate political narratives, and physically lock civic watchdogs away. This isn't stop. It hasn't stopped. Mayor, you have to account for the past. There's no way. The first thing that you did when you got into office was you did a press conference with a project, the Turn to Host project, and I think that we need to check and see, because that might have been given away on tip dollars, correct me if I'm wrong. Please find out. It was, right? But we just said that there were no homes that were given away on tip. We gotta be able to account for what we're doing here. Millions of dollars were given to a group that is not even a real solvent group, that's headed by a mentally disturbed young man who the city still wants to do business with. You're allowing this community to further degrade. You have to stop it. You have to cease and desist it right now. And I am asking right now, physically right now, while I'm here, for the resignation of this police chief because he has not done the service and protection to the city. The $10 million bill is coming, and that bill is in the form of a federal lawsuit. It's already been filed. If you haven't gotten it, you will get it. We are asking for you to pay attention, be accountable to the community, and let's address the issues of the past. There's no way you can do it. If you don't, you won't be able to move forward. Please, get this thing together. Chief, step down. You're not doing community justice here. All right?
Sir, what was your name?
My name is Amir A.H. Shakur, North Township Citizens Action Committee.
You said you were speaking for Thomas White?
That is correct.
Who is Thomas White?
Thomas White is a citizen, but I'm here speaking for him. He's a part of the organization. Was there any other questions?
That's it.
Thank you.
Next person speaking is Amanda Espy, followed by Ryan.
Good evening, everyone. So first, I want to give kudos and thanks to the building department and the police department for the removal of a quote-unquote volatile resident behind. So thank you for that. It was a very volatile situation, so thank you all for your responsiveness. Thank you to Alderman Chapman, Alderman Keys, when I communicated with you all about the issue. We worked with the police department and the building department to get that person's removed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now on my concerns. Number one, you all were speaking about the TIP report, and I guess my concern is I know that you voted on the fiscal year 2021, but we're in 2026, so that means technically we're between 4 to 5 years behind on TIP reports. And ideally, the cadence of TIP reports are on an annual basis that need to be submitted to the comptroller's office. And so when we go to search the comptroller's data warehouse for it, it says that the city of Harvey has not submitted any reports for the last, well, at this point, 3 fiscal years. Again, for someone that just stated they've lived here 13 years, I do think that that is not good. That a person with that amount of experience should be able to provide beginning and ending cash balances of the TIP districts, ones that have expired and the ones that are active. Number 3, a resident posted a flyer that said, City Progress Meeting presented by Alderman Randall Hill, 5th Ward meeting. I am a 5th Ward resident, and I did not receive the flyer for that meeting, and there were other residents that mentioned that they didn't receive the flyer. I would like to come to 5th Ward community meetings, but I'm not quite sure how the communication is sent because I never received the flyer that was posted on social media. So again, whenever there's a next 5th Ward community meeting, I would like to attend. Lastly, the Economic Development Committee. Every committee has had a meeting, whether it was finance, legislation, public safety, everybody has had a committee meeting except the Economic Development Committee. When I approached Alderman Tulane Smith, she was very rude and very combative with me in the finance committee meeting. And I would just like to say, I sent you 4 emails, which was August 8th, 2025, September 22nd, 2025, March 23rd, 2026, and May 18th, 2026. And I'm just asking for an answer of when is the next Economic Development Committee meeting. You were very rude and disrespectful towards me. I have never been rude and disrespectful towards you. You all, as Alderman and Mayor, have to govern everybody, whether you like them or not. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian. I'm a resident of Harvey and head of the Harvey Historical Society. I just had a few questions or points to make. Seeing this, and I do thank my Alderwoman Kovacic because she did send, or she posted the link, and I know I talked to her on Sunday night, which I apologize to because I think the link wasn't working for me last night, but she did at least post the TIF report, so thanks to Colby for that. But, you know, it's looking really bad. I think, and I've said this before, but we need to call on the state, the county, and federal oversight bodies to freeze all public grant funding to the city council until an independent forensic audit is completed. This council, for years, cannot tell you where your money's been. If you had a kid that said, oh, Mom, can I have 50 bucks, 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 and you knew they had a drug problem, or they lived on the street, or whatever, you know, you knew they were just wasting, would you keep giving that child money over and over? They said, well, what did you do with the last 50 bucks? Oh, I don't know, Mom, I don't know, I just need more. Would you do that? Yes, no? I mean, I wouldn't. So this 21 audit report says the city of Harvey's been raiding money from the TIF funds we talked about, and the water funds. Oh, so you're wondering why your water bill went up. That's because the city of Harvey takes your water bill money you pay, and for years, the auditors are saying, just in this report, that they've been using it to pay other things. So why didn't you hear about this in 2021? And what else is being hidden from the public? The city council can't even share a simple bills list with the public before voting on it tonight. So why should, we found out that the auditor didn't even get it on time. So why should Harvey get any more public funds? We need to get rid of the secrets. So for that vehicle sale thing, that's a great example. You guys, the cars, you know, their years, their models, their VIN numbers. Okay, so if you can track the paperwork for a 2008 Ford Explorer in the scrapyard, but then we have a family that reached out to me and online begging for help to find a missing loved one, or when a resident like me requests records regarding this huge demolition on Broadway, and then they say, oh, we don't have it. Oh, we can't do it. This financial chaos has real human consequences, and that's what I wanted to mention. So you guys are playing games with the books. You know, this family, Christine Pina is the mother. You might have seen her on Facebook. Her daughter is Madeline Orvis. She's light-skinned, blonde hair, 30 years old, about 5'5". She was missing in Harvey on April 1st. She said that the Harvey police have not reached out to help find her. So if you want more info, you can contact me, but I say let's help find this young lady. Then we have the constant fires, the damaging floods, the online bullying by politicians. So let's do better, Harvey.
The next person speaking will be Reverend Melville King, and following that person will be Nicole Green.
Reverend Melville King, 6th Ward. I talked to some people, officials about these cameras, which I think is a great thing. One of my thoughts on cameras. No one's talking about it being installed. In front of my house, the camera sitting with a big pole next to the pole, a lot sitting on the side of the toilet, my right and one appointment. Somebody needs to inspect these things and put them on. Somebody, I don't need to inspect it, but all the persons, near everybody, somebody needs to see about that. The other thing is, garbage trucks have been coming down, and commercial garbage trucks down Pettit Boulevard, whatever I talked about last time. Now we have these big potholes on Pettit Boulevard at Halston Street that's one so big you can about recover it. I'm sure the police know about it, because I've seen this police car go around it. They know it for sure. So I'm telling you, we gotta do something about that, because they're destroying Pettit Boulevard, and we want to get in the pen for it, we cannot afford to be filling holes where garbage trucks are tearing up. You need to talk to those people who run those trucks to bypass that construction on Ashland and to charge them or do something. We can't have the garbage trucks running hour after hour right in front of my house. The new water meter installation, the problem with that is whoever put that in there, no one in the city of Harvey is expecting these people putting these in, because the covers that they put them in, when they're cutting the holes, they're cutting so raggedy in front of my house, there's a meter sitting there and the poles is spliced out past it. That means whatever underneath that cover was supposed to be there is being soaked in water when it rains, because it's not properly done. It needs to be properly done and inspected. I can do it myself. I don't have to get paid to do that, but I'm just saying somebody's got to do it. The park district, the library, and the city park. Our children need some help. Our children need some leadership. They need to get together, get off their ducks, and work as a team. Now, I don't care who's in charge of what, but they need to work together. Don't duplicate, but do something for our kids for the summer. Not some program where you're picking up weeds all day long, but a program where you're working together with the city hall, and all of the mayor assistant and all that, work with the city, work with the police, do something with our kids so they can have something positive to do. When they get back to school, they say, I've done something right. Let us try to save some of those houses that have been torn up, that we claim that belongs to the city. Doesn't. Forget that. Let's try to do something about them and get some young couples to come in those houses and renovate them if it's possible by some inspection. And I say again, we have to get off our duff and do a job to work together. And those people who, every court has vets, and I think Mayor will allow me to do something. I believe her words she told me. I want all the persons to give me who is in your ward, who is a veteran, so we can get this program started, not just for Veterans Day, but for every day, so that we can have something to say the city of Harvey is representing something more than what we are claiming to do. Thank you.
Our next person is Nicole Good.
I'm Nicole Goodman. I'm in the sixth ward. I'm trying not to be emotional because I'm really concerned. I don't think that you all deserve accolades. I don't think that you've done enough for this community, and especially me. I returned home from my political ambitions, and my water has been off since January. And when I tell you, I am upset. I am very upset. I spoke to you, Ms. Mayor Jones. I spoke to a couple of these aldermen sitting here. You all should be a welcoming community. You need residents. You got over 400 properties off the dang on tax roll that are not paying into the mortgages or the taxes for this community. That's the biggest problem right there. Second of all, you don't have the audacity to fine me $10,000 for doing cosmetic repairs. I have been a realtor since I was 20. I know real estate backwards and forward. You sat up here and told me to go to Cook County to get transfer stamps. I've been doing this way too long to go down there. You indicated to me that you would apologize when you figured out you were wrong. That time has come. I have now filed 2 lawsuits against Harvey. I know you have one. I don't know if you got the federal one yet. But at this particular time, you all need to do better. You all absolutely are doing a horrible job. I'm not going to sit here and sing your praises. You rescinded the $300 deposit. You should have never had one. You are a part of what was the problem. So now that you want to fix it, I'm not going to give you credit for it. Harvey needs to give away the dang on permits. Harvey needs a lot of love, and you all don't seem to be Harvey lovers. You all claim to be Harvey. You know, how many years have you been on the board? You went from trustee, and now that Clark has passed. You have lived in the first ward for how long? 20, 30 plus years? Whatever it is. You have been on this board too long to sit here and act like you're doing a great job. It's hot as hell in here right now. You don't even have a fan. The things that you all do, and there's several other people that don't have water. I've spoken to several people that are in similar situations, but not quite. You all have things written down that you don't follow. You all don't seem to know the law. You seem to not even understand or care, and you have a nerve to say litigation for your executive session. You all caused half the lawsuits that y'all get into in the first place just by not doing what the residents need. And half the time, the residents don't even know what the law is, so they let you get away with it. It's one lady, a senior, coming in here for at least over 2 years to get, I think, a tree fell on her house from Harvey, and she's still coming in here every Wednesday or whenever she comes to talk to somebody about fixing her roof. Why do people have to beg for help when it's your job to do that? You all are public servants. You need to serve.
How can I follow that? Good evening, everybody. As a fan of the Rat Pack, I want to thank everybody for acknowledging Tom Dreesen and the passing of him within the last week to 10 days. So appreciate that, okay? I'd like to talk to you about the burning buildings and the weather that we've had within the last couple of weeks. If you think about this, we all have burning buildings, burned down buildings in our blocks that are in need of being more torn down than what they are. You have 5 houses right across the street from the Harvey Library. Who's going to the library around here? Okay, do you like seeing those buildings across the street from there?
No.
Okay, do we not need to burn them down all the way to the ground?
Yes.
I know, Mr. Drinsky, the answer is no. Okay, but I also know back in 2001, a house caught on fire, April 14, 2001, you can Google it. 20 people were living in the house, 15 kids, 5 adults, 2 dogs, 6 cats. The grandmother and 2 nephews died in the fire. Couldn't get out. The house was laid to waste within 1 week and covered up in dirt in 2 weeks. That was underneath graves. What has happened so much since 2001 to now? The same thing could be applied to all those houses over there on Turlington. All the other ones that we've had come down, the 31 fires, Chief, is it 31, 32 now? What do we have for the year now? 32? Okay, 32 fires. And not even a half a year's time. That's crazy. Okay, I also would like to ask a question. When everybody's introduced, why is the gentleman to your right never introduced? I'd like to know who he is. I'd also like to know why he's here. I think that would be an interesting conversation. And I hope everybody understands that we are trying to build a better Harvey, and we all know this. I have seen some improvement on some things. I've seen the fence finally torn down on Sibley by the viaduct. 2/3 torn down, 1/3 still standing up. Still have to work on this stuff, guys. Everybody, listen to me. Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, having a break protocol. I want everyone to know, I do write notes on what you're saying. So I'm gonna echo the advice of the first person. Yes. A lot of these ideas that are coming around, they did start earlier. I'm not gonna say they didn't. I hear you. And I too want to do just as much as you do. And there is not an alderperson or a city employee that does not. Now I'm gonna go over a few things. So yes, I do encourage your voice. But I'm not gonna sit here and allow someone to belittle any of my staff members or our aldermen. There is not a thing that does not take place in this city that I am not aware of. So you want to pick on somebody, you want to scream at somebody, you want to hold somebody accountable, you hold me, Shirley Drewinski. That's who you hold accountable. Do not come here and sit here and try to belittle any one of these aldermen because we are servicing you. Whether you like that service or not, everyone here is doing the best that they could. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Back in 2001, we had a fire. Yes, we had the money to distribute and eliminate that property. But a lot happened since 2001. We went through an era of total abuse. We are $148 million in the hole. Am I correct? Approximately. We're working our way out. When the previous mayor left, we were $165 million in the hole. How often do we forget that? 2001, we were at $165 million in the hole. The Holiday Inn was going rapid. We had over 75, 80% of taxpayers paying their taxes. We had residents paying their taxes. The water bill wasn't so astronomical as it is now. The finances weren't. EPA were driving down the throats of everyone. Oh my God, EPA, asbestos. They don't have water. They do have water. They're not doing it right. I mean, come on. You want to crucify somebody, crucify me. Now I'm going to tell you the way it is. I'm not here because you elected me. I'm here because by the grace of God. I'm here because I have a passion for this town. I have a love for this town. We talk about the properties. We talk about tips and audits. We have not had an audit in here in the previous, and I'm not talking under Clark's administration, for X amount of years. Estimating, Mr. Williams, how much does an average audit cost the city? How much? $100,000 to get an audit. How many audits were we behind? $900,000 not done in audits. And somebody has an audacity to say we're 3 years behind. We've been trying to catch up. And I'm guaranteeing you, by the time I leave office, we will be 1 year out, like every other municipality. Because we are trying to do our due diligence. We're talking about the alderman meeting. Each alderman is responsible for their own meeting. When I was an alderman, I sent out postcards. I mailed it out. I paid for the mailing. Everyone does it their own way. Don't come up here and belittle because somebody didn't get notified because it was under social media. You guys, aldermen, you want your meetings, your board meetings on the website? Contact Alexia. We'll put your on Facebook. If you're going to have a ward meeting, we'll do that. Can we do that, Alexia? We can do that. This way everyone will be up front. We're talking about the economic development. Oh, yes. We want to blame the economic committee. Do not blame them. I have not sold one piece of paper or property in the city of Harvey. Not one with my name on it. We talk about the Turlington projects. That was all going down right when I took office. Everything was all set. So, I mean, not one property sold. And you know why we're not selling any properties? For the simple fact we don't have an economic developer. And I'm not giving away any properties. I had people coming up to me left and right. Oh, the mayor promised me this, the mayor promised me that. Oh, the mayor did this and the mayor did that. We all know, previous mayor was an attorney. I don't know about you, any attorneys, and this man right here, he's the city attorney. Would you ever honor a verbal or a written contract?
Well, I got a written contract approved by the village board.
A written contract. The previous mayor didn't sign no original contract. So all these people that came up to me and said, oh, I was promised property, they didn't get it. Because there was no proof of it. There was no documentation. So I stopped it all. So we are doing our due diligence. We're talking about rating the tip, the water and the tip money. That did not happen since 2019. When we took control over this board, no one took the tip money or the water department money. The Department of City of Chicago has increased our water rates. Those are the rates that you are seeing on your bill. You talk about an unfortunate person missing. And why didn't the police department contact that families that's missing? Well, I would like to know, did they file a police report? Does our police department know about it? Or was it just on social media? Because that's all I saw it on, is social media. I didn't hear anything.
They were,
Chief,
they were contacted, the family said, Mr.
Chief, did anyone contact you? No one contacted the chief.
It's not
So all I'm saying is, let's talk about the facts. Now, if they did, and they got the police, we have an IG here. You have a problem with the, any police officers, any of the way you're treated, you can file a complaint. You can go to the mayor's office, file a complaint, and we'll have somebody investigate it. When somebody sits there and says, oh, well, we gotta do better. We're with the Thornton Township and we're doing this and you're gonna be held accountable. I'm gonna tell you, we are accountable. We are accountable. We're doing our audits. Our audits are on the website. They're behind, but when we get it, we're gonna have 2022, 23, you will get a copy. The reason why we do not put the bills list on the internet prior, or the website prior, because it does not mean anything until this board, these 6 aldermen approve of it. All these aldermen know, and not one of them can say that if they had a problem in the ward, that I did not help them through it. Am I correct? Not one of these aldermen can say that if they had a problem on the ward, not only did I not assist them, but the city staff has assisted them too. Am I correct?
Yes.
So we are working as a team, whether you like it, whether you see it or not. We are working together. But I want you to understand one thing. Anyone blames anyone, please blame Shirley Drewinski. Blame me. I got the tough shoulders. I know I'm doing the best I can. And these ladies and gentlemen are putting their time and their effort in. Now, if you want to run, if you think you can do better, we live in the United States. Be my guest. Enter the arena. And if there's one person talking, enter the arena.
Please be quiet.
I'm not turning on anyone's water. I'm not turning off anyone's water unless there is proper cause. I am sorry, but if you don't like that, then yes, we have a legal right. But I am not going to do anything illegal. Not for you, not for me, not for anyone in this room. Because I stood before you and I stood before Almighty God that I am going to serve to the best of my ability. So that ends the comment. Then I'm going to come back to close out, but I want to hear from the audience. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Okay. We will go now to call for Alderman public comment. The first person that we'll call will be Alderman Rogers.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk and Madam Mayor. First of all, I'd like to address the audience and thank everybody for coming out to our bi-monthly meeting. We try to come in and get the work done in a good manner. There were some things said tonight, some are true, some are not. And I commend this city council, and I commend interim mayor Shirley Drewinski for coming to the defense of this city council, because we do work diligently hard. Now, I'm gonna say some things that you might not want to hear. That's okay, because I'm used to doing it. I get phone calls every day, hundreds, and everybody knows me in the 6th Ward. And I don't shy away from not answering the phone. I answer every call. I tell you that at every meeting. Area code 708-516-2276. And try me. And you will get an answer. You will never get a voicemail. Now, I often tell people, and they don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We're a poverty-stricken community, and Mayor said that we inherited a deficit in 2019 for 165, but actually it was 164, which it has been reduced. We've been chopping away at it down to 130 million. It's not 148, Shirley, you stand corrected. So I just wanted to make sure that was known.
That's right.
We don't operate like Oak Forest and Homewood and Tinley Park and Orland Park. We don't have the resources that they have. Like I say, this community is poor, and we have to do the best that we can do. If your residents here say you love Harvey, if you love Harvey the way I do, I'm gonna share something with you. I live on a corner where there's 4 houses on Harvey Avenue, just right down there, 146 and Harvey Avenue. 3 of those houses are abandoned. 3 of those houses I cut every week. I paid the landscapers to do mine, but I cut the other ones, the other 3 lots every week. Nobody pays me, because I love this community and I want to keep my property looking decent. If I invite people over for a barbecue, I don't want to be looking at a forest over here and over here and over here. So I keep it down. So, once again, 3 minutes is nowhere near enough for what I wanted to say. But I'm going to leave it at that. Anybody that's here from the 6th Ward and you want to talk to me, Mr. King or Michael or anybody from the 6th Ward, please feel free to come and talk to me anytime you want to. You all know I'm always available. Thank you all so very much.
Alderperson Chapman.
It just began, Mr. Price. Good evening, everyone. 2nd Ward, the City of Harvey Council. I do want to thank just to begin, the city crews, the public works team. We had a lot of inclement weather, that unfortunately caused cancellations in our city council meetings, but I do appreciate having the rapport, being able to reach out to the buildings and streets department and reaching out to Mr. Sedgwick. And let's be clear, those are things that I have not been able to do across the past 3 years. So I make a very bold and profound statement to say that I'm happy that we can come into some collaborative fellowship and just try to move forward. We do all share in differences. However, the goal here is not about us, it's about the 19,000+ residents that we serve. And in that collective opportunity, being involved is most important. So yes, I do share out the agendas, and yes, I do have a Google Drive file that all the city businesses on that you can easily access. You can't comment on it, but your viewership is warranted so that you can understand what our fiscal dollars are doing here in the city of Harvey. With the recent storms, ComEd has sent out a notice. They'll be doing what's called vegetation management. So they'll be coming in our community if you see them in the alleys, cut down trees, and just overall supporting that overhaul of trees. That's just something separate that ComEd is doing. Additionally, if you lost food or you have a damage claim, you can submit that on ComEd's website. I also want to just push the hiring of seasonal laborers. It's $16.60 an hour. Some of our recent graduates out of Ford High School who are looking more in that trade route, this is a great first opportunity for them, so please pass that along. I want to address some public safety. We had an awesome public safety meeting chaired by Alderman Tracy Key, and a lot of great things came up, and the chief came and explained about those fires. That entire area, 7 abandoned homes, I said, around me and my family. So residents, when I say I understand you, there are some things that, and yes, the mayor has been very open to all conversation. I've sat down 4 times since the mayor took office. And each time it's about a 2-hour allotted conversation, trying to identify. So we come up with some things that we can hopefully do in the future. I just want to address, I sent the council, and I just want to say this, and this is a new piece to that council, but I sent in an opportunity hopeful for amended legislation. And right now, we can have up to 7 animals in the city of Harvey, so we're hopeful to change that, because I had a resident, and I mean, that's important, but just in general, overall public safety, I had a young man bit by a dog, so we're hopeful to look at that at the next city council meeting. Thank you.
Alderperson Randall.
Hello, everyone, and also to my first ward residents. I just wanted to talk also about the residents being bitten by the loose dogs. I understand that they do want to bring the pet, from 7 to 3, which I don't believe this solves the problem. Residents don't register their pets. Some do, not all of them. And one year, we only had 10 residents registering their pets. We do not have the manpower to have someone go to every house to see how many pets are in a household. What we do need to do is to try to get the animal control truck back. Somehow we need to get that back. And find the people for having their dogs run loose. I remember when we did have the residents were complaining when we did have the truck. The residents were complaining because of the fines being so high. And I also remember people running out to get their dogs before the dog catcher got them. So this is what I really believe should happen, try to get that animal control back. So I did have someone in my first ward also calling me about a loose dog. I took a ride around the area and saw residents out there and asked them if they had seen this dog. A lot of them said they had. So what I had them do was to call me, even on my personal number, when they saw it. I would then call the police to take a ride out, even if the dog wasn't there. At least the owner is going to see that the residents are getting involved to make their neighborhood safe again. So we need the community involved, and by what I see, the community does want to be involved, especially if they see the older persons are trying to help them out. Let's talk about teen takeovers. Residents must get involved, especially when they see this. Call me and I will take calls at HPD if you don't want to call 911 yourselves. We need to get control of this. On Saturday, they took over a park in the first ward. They say there were more than 100 of them after sunset in the park, with their radios blasting and drinking. South Holland Police and Harvey Police were involved. Let this not happen in our city. Please call HPD or your older persons. Our parks are for our children. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderperson Randall.
Oh, man, that's my mic. I was gonna get broken. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Glad y'all are here. Just so you know, when you say hello, you can say hey. Hey. All right, thank you. Glad y'all are here. That's always important. Again, as been said, your voice is very important to me, so I'll just speak for myself. Also, I want to acknowledge just a few some really great Fifth Ward residents that are here. If y'all don't know, we have a great Hollywood celebrity here, PT what's up. Also, who takes care of everything on 151st and Page and back down, cutting the grass, everything, the abandoned properties. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Never ask for anything. When I come through, we'll horn at him, he out there getting it done. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Nobody's coming to save Harvey but Harvey. Okay? It's gonna be us. I've said that before to you. It's gonna come by all of us working together. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I appreciate you coming up and saying some of these things that are said, because we need to hear it. But also, our late mayor offered many committees to where you all can be involved. Sit on those committees, be a part of the solution. If all you want to do is point the finger, then I pray for the day when you sit in this seat. And please do what I did, because I had to go back and tell many who sat before me, Keith Price, I'm sorry. Because now I understand. If you think that nobody sitting on this side of this line want to make sure every house is gone, every road is smooth, and for some reason it's to our advantage that we don't do those things, that's crazy. I would love to do it, just like that. I want it done yesterday.
Doesn't make any sense. And I stand with our chief. And I stand with our mayor, and I stand with everyone over here for one reason. Not because they have a title, it's because I've had the pleasure of working with them. That man answered the phone at 11 o'clock at night. Me and you dealt with noise violations on the block when residents called me 12 midnight. Okay? Talk about loose dogs. My wife calls our cat, or did call our cat dog, because I sit on my porch and he would come out there and just sit on the porch. But one day we was doing that not too long ago, and 2 dogs ran up and chased him and actually killed him. That happened to me. Being in the seat doesn't excuse us from what you're experiencing. And who did I call? County and Harvey. Harvey showed up. County showed up with 3 units, and they went through the whole neighborhood looking for those dogs. You couldn't find them. Guys, if it was that easy, we'd do it. But I guess we get paid now. Where's that money going? To the same items? Because I don't get it. But thank you. And the last thing, I don't know one time. I'm sorry you didn't get that notice, Ms. Askew. I don't know how. But I promise you, the next one will come to your door, and I'm gonna ring the doorbell and put it in your mailbox yourself.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Council, I'm sorry for going over.
Alderman Keys.
Thank you. Just want to start off thanking everybody for coming on out, and I just want to wish let all the number 2 dads out there say Happy Father's Day. Yeah, number 2. All right, you can get it today, but thank you anyway. I just want to also acknowledge this is Bonnie Grattery from School District 147. And the people from 147. We had an awesome Juneteenth parade. We marched from Rosa Parks all over Washington School, which was in my ward. And we had vendors there and activities and everything for the kids and everything. And it was just one great, beautiful day for children ticking. Also, the Park District had an event going too, but that was on Father's Day. And you know Father's Day, it rained all day. And so we got rained on out. So then, but they had a Father's Day picnic, and they also had a Juneteenth celebration that unfortunately got canceled. So I just want to thank them too for their efforts. Thornton Alumni Picnic. There's a lot going on this weekend. All the alumni from Thornton High School, we had an alumni picnic up at Hazel Crest, so y'all knew who y'all are and everything. And that was great. With the exception of that and everything. I do want to acknowledge, since we didn't have a meeting last time, canceled, I lost 3 of my 4th Ward residents, and I just want to give my condolences to the families, the Abbott family. This is Mavis Annette Abbott, passed away June 5th. Hayden Patterson Jones, former employee, Dave Patterson Muhammad, that worked for the city of Harvey. His mom passed, and Brother Juan Landis, passed on June 12th from Landa family without the S. So I just want to really just acknowledge that for them. And we took some, 4th Ward took a big hit. I want to thank the fire department on June 15th for our public safety meeting. It was very informative, for the people, especially concerning these fires. There's still issues, a lot of things that have to be happening, and a lot of questions. And I don't blame the residents at all. Everything that we're going through right now is because a lot of questions and things are not being justified for, and they're not being answered to the best. Well, I won't say the best of the knowledge, but our residents deserve so much. I mean, we're paying 3 times more in taxes. We all expect better services, period. But when it comes to that, nevertheless, if they can get back over there in the 4th Ward, they will put asphalt down in the potholes, and we got over in my ward, they ran out of asphalt. If they can come back and get that done sooner than later, and work on the grass.
Thank you. Alderperson Smith.
Good evening, everyone. First want to thank you, Ms. Lewinsky, for stepping up and trying to do the pathway for our city. I know it's been a hard job. One thing I can say about you is you've been very transparent. You make yourself available. You even go to Springfield to advocate for us. And as Brenda L. says, We on our own. If y'all don't realize that, I don't know when you're gonna realize that. Clark is gone. We still have potholes and abandoned homes. That means we have no money. When are we gonna realize that? Nobody's stealing money. That means we have a bigger issue. When someone says about accounts for the past, no one made the mayor prior to 2019 accountable for the 165 million, but we want to turn a blind eye and say we just blaming someone when we can't get rid of that 165 million. That's a hard big chunk. We did get rid of some of it, but not all of it. These fires are suspicious to me because we didn't have them. Now we're having a whole lot of them. And I guess it would make a easy way to say, let's let them all burn down, but that's not safe either. But see, if we had, as Ms. Rose, as you say, it costs money for us to do everything in the city, and we don't have the manpower for it. We don't even have the manpower to give people tickets or follow through with these properties that everybody's so called that we all have, to make them be accountable to not even get their insurance money when their places burn down and they tear them down themselves, rather than us having to pay for it, because we pay for all of that. That's what you guys don't realize. We pay for that. Another thing, people complain about tickets, you know what I'm tired of? I am tired of alleys being so jacked up, nobody even drives to the alleys, because everybody just put a fence there, they just let the whole alley go, and they're responsible for that. Tickets are not being done for that either. But again, we need manpower for that. Rude, I heard them being rude. I'm sorry, forgive me if I have zero tolerance for people who operate chaos. I have to have simple order, because that's what we have to have. Because the whole world is looking at us. And when it's false accusations for 3 years, we've been talking about, sit up here, ain't said nothing. We sit back, bite our tongue, don't say anything. We have family members that we looking at. I can't come to the meetings, but I don't know what I do. Because they don't like the way we're talking. We have family too. But see, if we say something back to you guys and offend, we offended. But maybe, see, like me, you could be talking, they could be rude. You don't have to listen to what I have to say. You can leave when I start talking. Because when you talk, I sit up and quiet and I don't say anything. But see, that's the problem. Y'all don't have respect. And that's why you don't want nobody to respect you. So to get it, you gotta get it. Now, economic development, like I was saying, for me, economic development means making these businesses close down where it pays our money to you. Thank you.
Okay, just a few things. Happy belated Father's Day. Don't have to be a biological father. Any role model, aunt, uncle, I mean, not aunt, I'm sorry, uncle, grandfather, God bless you. Cook County, we reached out to Cook County, once again, to ask with potholes, hopefully we'll get something done. The veteran program, Mr. Key, please contact Alexia, let's get the flyer going, seeking all veterans. Dog food. We had a donator provide us dog food. They provided us 50-pound bags, quite a few of them. We were just gonna give out first come, first serve, but the donor suggested that we put them in increments of 2.5 gallon bags so we can share it more. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We have a team coming. Hopefully we'll volunteer tomorrow. But once we get all the bags and all the food separated, we'll put the flyer back on the website saying free dog food, and I believe there is some cat food there too. Animal control is back. We're waiting for the truck to get refurbished, but that should be in, Chief, do you know when that will be ready? In a few weeks. In the meantime, he is working as animal control.
Yes, Tuesday to Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
So what is his hours?
Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
So we have him working 11 to 7, and it's all the way on the weekends on Saturday as well. So he is out there, and that came from the voices of people saying, hey, what's going on with the animal control? So that is something, and the same person donated the food for us. So I mean, we are passionate, and as Alderwoman Arambula said, These dogs are quick. And there will be an ordinance, and they will have to have licenses. We did pass a license. So if you don't have your pet license, you may be subject to a ticket. You know, and that's gonna be a done deal. But when I found out, because there's 101 different ordinances and resolutions, when it was pointed out, 7 dogs, who can afford 7 dogs? I mean, with the food and everything else and the medical, that's a substantial amount of money. Team takeover, yes, this happened. It didn't only happen one time in the first ward, it happened several times. The residents are quick. They will contact me. They will try messaging me, Facebooking me, Facebook. I'm not taking any more friends. If you send me a message, I'm not going to accept, but I will read your message and react. The reason why I won't is people find that they can take the shortcuts and contact me. I had a resident on Father's Day call me at 10 o'clock at night and wanted to know a question that I said that can really wait until Monday. And I have to have some time. People are stopping at my house. Now, I'm going to tell you, I make myself available. You can come to City Hall if you need to talk to me. We do have open hours on Thursdays. 9 out of 10 times, if I'm not in a meeting, I will see you when you come in. I drive my staff crazy, but come on, I'm not going to answer the door, whether I'm home or not. I mean, I have to have some time. But I will always answer the alderman's phone. And that I will. If I am available, it doesn't matter what time.
That's right. You do that.
You know, I do, and I will do that. I will continue doing that. Easements, yes, I went through the alleys. Do you know you're responsible for your alley? You have, is it 18 inches? 24? You know, from the alley to that's your part. So if there's trees, weeds, anything, that's your responsibility to cut. The same thing on the easement of the front of your house. That is responsible. Now people talk about the trees, the easement on the trees. You know what that started? That started right after Minnie Graves left office. And that didn't bring to my attention until the superintendent brought it. We are not responsible for those trees. The mayors in office did it for re-election purposes. Am I correct? So that same thing with the grass in front of the easement is yours to cut, so are the trees. So when somebody said a city of Harvey tree fell on somebody's house, and for 3 years, no one came to me telling me a tree fell on their house. And if they did, I would have to tell them to go to their homeowner's insurance. Because we couldn't do it, we couldn't remove it. We cannot go on your personal property and remove things and accept that responsibility. The only time we can remove a tree is if it's blocking a sidewalk or the street. Not that we don't want to, is we cannot financially liable to do so. All right, with that, we covered the cookout meet. We're still begging, I'm still begging for help. The veteran program, the dog food, we'll be getting the flyer out. And just for those that have cats, it's supposed to be some cat food in there as well. Animal control team takeover. If you hear it, please call the police department. Please call your alderman, call your police department. Ellie's, that is your responsibility. And I close and say, God bless and have a good evening. Thank you. Motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye.